Every one of us has moments where we feel stuck, broken, or unfulfilled. We look at our lives and ask, why am I not where I want to be? The truth is, life doesn't get better until you get better. Success doesn't show up until you show up for yourself. And if you want to transform your life, you must first fix yourself, not the world, not the people around you, but you. Awareness is the very foundation of transformation, and without it, no change can ever take place. Think about it. How can you fix something that you don't even know is broken? Most people go through life blind to their own patterns, unaware of the habits, thoughts, and emotions that shape their destiny. They wake up, follow the same routines, repeat the same mistakes, and wonder why their life doesn't look different. The truth is, the biggest barrier holding people back is not the world outside, it's their lack of awareness inside. Awareness is like turning on the light in a dark room. When the lights are off, you stumble, you hit obstacles, you feel lost. The moment you flip that switch, everything becomes clear. You see what's been in front of you all along. That's what self-awareness does. It reveals the hidden truths about your behavior, your mindset, and the choices you've been making unconsciously. Once you see those patterns clearly, you gain the power to change them. The reason most people never fix themselves is because they're too busy pointing outward instead of inward. They say, my boss is the problem. My partner doesn't support me. The economy is bad. But let's be honest, those things are just excuses. The real question is, how do you respond when things get tough? What do you tell yourself when challenges show up? How do you handle stress, disappointment, or failure? The answers to those questions reveal who you are and where your growth needs to happen. Till you become aware of your inner dialogue, your emotional triggers, and your limiting patterns, you'll keep living the same story over and over again. Awareness also requires honesty, and honesty is not always comfortable. It means admitting that maybe you procrastinate too much, maybe you give up too quickly, maybe you settle for less than you deserve. It means looking in the mirror and accepting the truth without sugarcoating it. And that's hard, because the human mind is an expert at self-deception. We tell ourselves stories to justify our behavior, to protect our ego, to avoid pain. Awareness isn't about protecting your comfort zone. It's about confronting reality so you can break free from it. When you become truly aware, you start noticing the little things that matter. You notice how your energy changes around certain people. You notice how certain habits drain you while others empower you. You notice the gap between the person you are and the person you want to be. And in that noticing, spark of transformation is born. Because once you see clearly, you cannot go back to being blind. But awareness is not just about recognizing the negative. It's also about discovering the positive. It's about realizing the strengths you've ignored, the talents you've downplayed, the resilience you've underestimated in yourself. Many times people carry power within them that they never tap into simply because they aren't aware of it. When you become conscious of your own potential, you begin to walk differently, think differently, act differently. You stop underestimating yourself and start owning your ability to create a better life. The beautiful thing about awareness is that it gives you choice. Before awareness, you're just reacting. You get angry, you lash out, you quit, you hide, because that's the autopilot program running your life. But once you're aware, you pause, you recognize the emotion, you recognize the trigger, and you choose differently. That pause is where your power lies. That pause is where you stop repeating the past and start designing your future. So fixing yourself begins here with awareness. Not tomorrow, not next year, but right now, ask yourself, what am I avoiding? What am I pretending not to know? What patterns have I been repeating that are keeping me stuck? When you answer those questions honestly, you will begin to see the truth. And when you see the truth, you can change it. Awareness doesn't fix everything in an instant, but it opens the door. And once that door is open, there's no limit to who you can become. Taking full responsibility is the turning point of every transformation. The truth is, most people spend their lives trapped in the cycle of blame. They look at their circumstances, their childhood, their environment, and say, this is why I can't succeed. They hand over their power to external factors, and by doing so, they chain themselves to the very problems they want to escape. But the moment you stop blaming and start owning, life shifts. Responsibility is not about fault, it's about power. Maybe it wasn't your fault that you were hurt, that life threw you challenges, or that unfair things happened. But it is always your responsibility to decide what you will do about it. When you accept this truth, you stop waiting for someone to rescue you, and you step in the role of being your own rescuer. Think about it. When you say, I can't because of them, because of the past, because of the system, what you're really saying is, I have no control, I am powerless. And as long as you believe you're powerless, you'll never even attempt to change. Responsibility gives you control back. The moment you say, this is my life, my choices, results, you ignite the power to change them. It may feel heavy at first because you realize there's no one else to carry the blame. But that weight is also your strength. It's the moment you take the driver's seat of your life. When you own your results, you stop being a victim of circumstances and start becoming a creator of them. Life doesn't bend to excuses. It bends to those who act with ownership. Every great leader, every successful person, every individual who broke through incredible odds began with this mindset. It's on me. That statement changes everything. If your finances are a mess, it's on you. If your health is declining, it's on you. If your relationships are toxic, it's on you. And that's not meant to make you feel guilty. It's meant to free you. Because if it's on you, it means you have the power to fix it. Responsibility doesn't mean you control everything that happens, but it does mean you control how you respond. That's why the word is responsibility. You have the ability to choose your response. Someone betrays you, you can stay bitter, you can grow stronger. You face failure, you can give up or you can learn. You get knocked down, you can stay down or you can rise. That choice is your responsibility, and it is in that choice that you shape your destiny. Taking responsibility is also about discipline. It's easy to say, I want success, I want health, I want love. But responsibility asks, are you willing to do the work? Dreams without ownership are fantasies. Ownership demands that you put in the hours, that you show up when it's inconvenient, that you stay consistent when it's boring, and that you hold yourself accountable when no one else is watching. You become the enforcer of your own standards. You stop negotiating with your excuses. You stop pointing at the world and start pointing at the mirror. The beauty of responsibility is that it shifts your identity. When you start seeing yourself as someone who takes ownership, you begin to attract opportunities, respect, and results that a passive, blaming mindset could never access. People can feel when you're in control of yourself, when you carry yourself as someone who owns their life. It radiates confidence, and confidence draws success. So understand this. Responsibility is not a burden, it is liberation. It frees you from waiting, frees you from excuses, frees you from dependence. It places the pen of your life story back in your hands. You get to write the next chapter. You get to decide how you rise. The world won't fix itself for you. Circumstances won't suddenly align for you. But you can fix yourself, and when you do, you'll discover that you always had the power to shape your destiny. Every thought you think shapes your reality. Every belief you carry quietly dictates the decisions you make, the opportunities you pursue or ignore, and the results you experience. Limiting beliefs are like invisible chains, holding you back from the life you are truly capable of creating. They are the whispers in your mind that tell you, you can't, you're not enough, this is impossible. And the tragedy is that most people accept these chains as truth. They live their entire lives under the weight of assumptions, fears, and old stories they've never questioned. But here's the truth, these beliefs are not facts. They are learned patterns. They are habits of thought that can be challenged, rewritten, and replaced. The first step in breaking limiting beliefs is awareness. You must identify the thoughts that are quietly controlling your life. These beliefs often hide in the shadows, disguised as common sense, logic, or reality. You might tell yourself, I'm not creative enough, or I'll never earn that much, and accept it without question. But why do you believe it? Who told you this was your truth? You question your assumptions and trace their origins, you begin to see that they are not innate truths. They are inherited, absorbed, and reinforced over time. Awareness alone is a powerful tool. Once you recognize a limiting belief, it loses some of its invisible power over you. The next step is to confront it with evidence. Ask yourself, what proof do I actually have that this belief is true? Often, when we look closely, we find that the evidence is weak, circumstantial, or entirely imagined. Life is full of counterexamples, people who have succeeded despite obstacles, who have overcome what once seemed impossible. Surround yourself with these examples. Let them remind you that your limitations are self-imposed, not inevitable. When you actively challenge a belief, you open a crack in the wall that has been holding you back. Replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones requires repetition and reinforcement. You cannot simply decide to believe something new and expect it to stick. Your brain has been practicing the old belief for years, and habits of thought are stubborn. You must consciously and deliberately feed your mind with new narratives. I am capable. I can learn what I need to learn. I am worthy of success and happiness. Speak them, write them. Meditate on them. Act as if they are true. Every action aligned with the new belief strengthens it, gradually overriding the old pattern. One of the most powerful techniques to break limiting beliefs is to confront fear directly. Fear and limiting beliefs are two sides of the same coin. Every time you take action in spite of fear, you prove to yourself that the old belief is false. Each small victory reinforces your new identity. The more experiences you have that contradict your limitations, the faster your mindset transforms. Remember, breaking limiting beliefs is not a one-time event. It is a continuous process. You will encounter new challenges, new doubts, and old patterns will try to resurface. That is natural. The difference between those who grow and those who stagnate is persistence. Keep questioning, keep challenging, keep rewriting your mental scripts. Your beliefs shape your reality, and by consciously shaping your beliefs, you take control of your destiny. The moment you break free from limiting beliefs, the world changes for you. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach become possible. Your confidence grows. You start seeing yourself as a creator, not a victim. And that shift, it begins inside, in the mind, in the beliefs you choose to nurture. The power to change your life lies in breaking the chains you've accepted for far too long and daring to believe in your own limitless potential. Once you do, nothing can hold you back. Discipline and habits are the invisible architects of your life. Most people misunderstand success. They think it comes from talent, luck, or a single breakthrough moment. But real transformation, the kind that lasts, kind that reshapes your destiny, comes from what you do consistently every single day. Discipline is not about punishment or restriction, it's about freedom. The freedom to create the life you want, the freedom to break the chains of your past, and the freedom to step into your highest potential. Every habit you form, every routine you commit to, is like a seed planted in the soil of your future. If you plant carelessly, you reap chaos. If you plant intentionally, you'll harvest extraordinary results. Think about the people who have achieved remarkable success. They didn't get there by waiting for the perfect moment or by hoping motivation would carry them. They got there by showing up every day, even when they didn't feel like it, even when the world was against them. They understood that consistency compounds. One small action repeated daily creates momentum, and momentum is unstoppable. Your health, your wealth, your relationships, your mindset, all of it is built the same way. You cannot rely on fleeting inspiration. You must rely on disciplined action. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be, and habits are the stepping stones across that bridge. Habits are the wiring of your brain. They determine how you respond to challenges, how you treat yourself, and how you interact with the world. If your habits are reactive and unintentional, your life will feel reactive and chaotic. If your habits are intentional, aligned with your goals, and designed to empower you, your life will feel purposeful and powerful. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about creating systems that work for you. For instance, if you want to be fit, it's not enough to say, I want to exercise. You must design a habit of showing up at the gym or for a walk or for a workout at home consistently day after day. Eventually, stops being a choice. It becomes who you are. And once that happens, the results are inevitable. The challenge is that discipline requires sacrifice and self-awareness. You will be tempted to give in to old patterns, to seek comfort. Every time you resist the urge to take the easy path and instead take the path aligned with your goals, you are rewiring your brain, strengthening your willpower, proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Discipline is not about denying yourself pleasure. It's about creating a higher form of pleasure, a life of mastery, purpose, and fulfillment. You cultivate discipline. You are no longer a victim of your impulses. You are the architect of your reality. Habits also create momentum in ways motivation never can. Motivation is fleeting, a spark that ignites action temporarily. Habits, however, create automatic action, actions that don't require a battle of willpower every day. Think of habits as your personal engines. They work for you whether you feel like it or not. Once you build the right habits, your life begins to move forward even on the days when your energy is low, even on the days when you feel stuck, and even on the days when challenges arise. The compounded power of disciplined habits is unstoppable, and it separates the ordinary from extraordinary. Ultimately, discipline and habits are the keys to fixing yourself. You cannot change your life without changing what you do every single day. Start small, be consistent, and focus on progress, not perfection. The person you are today is the result of your past habits. The person you will become is the result of the habits you choose now. Every choice, every action, every repetition is a vote for the future version of yourself. Decide today that your votes will count. Decide today that your habits will serve your highest potential. Decide today that discipline will be your ally. Watch as your life transforms from ordinary to extraordinary, one powerful, consistent action at a time. Reinventing yourself daily is not about a sudden dramatic transformation. It is about committing to a continuous process of evolution. Most people think they need to wait for the perfect moment, a perfect opportunity, or a perfect set of circumstances to change. That is a myth. The truth is, every day is an opportunity to shed the old limiting version of yourself and step into a stronger, wiser, more capable one. Reinvention is not a single event. It is a lifestyle. It is about waking up each morning with the intent to become a better version of yourself than you were yesterday, regardless of setbacks, failures, or doubts. This is the essence of personal mastery, the discipline to evaluate, adjust, upgrade yourself consistently. Reinventing yourself begins with self-awareness. You must take a hard look at your habits, your thoughts, and your behaviors. Ask yourself, which parts of me are holding me back? Which beliefs are no longer serving me? Which actions are keeping me stuck? The answers may be uncomfortable. They may reveal patterns you've ignored for years. But discomfort is the precursor to growth. It is through this honest evaluation that you identify the areas of your life that demand reinvention. You cannot change what you do not see, and you cannot reinvent what you do not acknowledge. Once you have clarity, the next step is to act intentionally. Reinvention requires deliberate choices. It requires rejecting automatic reactions, excuses, and the easy path of least resistance. You must consciously choose thoughts, behaviors, and actions that align with the person you aspire to become. Every decision, no matter how small, is an opportunity to either reinforce the old self or step into the new. Consistency in these choices compounds over time. A single day of intentional reinvention might not produce visible results, but compounded over weeks, months, and years, it transforms your entire life. A key aspect of daily reinvention is learning to let go. Let go of past failures, regrets, and negative self-images. Holding on to you were yesterday only prevents you from becoming you are meant to be today. Reinventing yourself means embracing change, embracing growth, and embracing the unknown with courage. It requires humility to admit mistakes and the courage to rewrite the narrative of your life. This is not weakness. It is strength. It is the strength to refuse stagnation, to refuse mediocrity, to refuse to settle for less than your potential. Reinvention also demands resilience. Life will challenge you. People will doubt you. Circumstances will resist you, and setbacks will occur. Daily reinvention is about committing to the process regardless of obstacles. It is about showing up even when you feel discouraged, taking action even when fear whispers you cannot, and continuing to evolve even when progress seems slow. Every small adjustment, every new habit, every empowered choice is a building block in the ongoing construction of your best self. Finally, reinvention is not just about self-improvement. It is about creating influence and impact. As you transform your environment, your relationships and your opportunities transform with you. The energy you bring, the example you set, and the confidence you embody inspire others to raise their standards as well. When you commit to reinventing yourself daily, you are not just fixing yourself, you are elevating everything around you. This is why reinvention is not optional, it is essential. The person you were yesterday will not thrive in the life you desire today. The person you are today can become the architect of a future filled with purpose, fulfillment, and achievement. Daily reinvention is a promise to yourself, promise to evolve, to grow, and to rise continually. It is the acknowledgement that perfection is unattainable, but progress is mandatory. Every day presents a choice to remain the same or become more. Those who choose the latter understand that their potential is infinite. Their future is unwritten and their life is theirs to create. Reinvent yourself every day, and you will discover a power within you that not only fixes the present, but shapes the limitless possibilities of your tomorrow.